When the meadow grew quiet and the last glow of daylight slipped away, one little pony left its stable place and climbed a grassy hill. Up there, the night always felt wider, calmer, as though the world was waiting just for it. The pony loved these moments. The silence was never empty. It was filled with soft whispers of grass moving in the breeze and the distant calls of owls. Above, the sky bloomed with stars, countless pinpricks of silver scattered across a deep navy sea. They seemed alive, pulsing and shimmering as though they were watching, listening. Each night, the pony returned, and each night the stars greeted it like old friends. Sometimes, clouds drifted across the sky, veiling their glow, but tonight the heavens were clear. The stars shone brighter, and the moon rose steadily, spilling silver light across the meadow. The pony stood still, breathing in the cool air, mane lifting gently with the wind. Its eyes softened, filled with a quiet wonder. In that silence, it felt something stir, a sense that the night was more than beautiful. It was alive, full of promise, waiting for something new to begin. The pony lowered its head and simply stayed there, surrounded by the endless sky. For the first time, it felt as though the stars were not just above, it felt as though they were near. The night deepened, and the hilltop glowed softly under the moon. The meadow stretched below like a silver carpet, every blade of grass touched by light. The pony stood still, breathing slowly, as if the world itself had fallen silent to listen. The stars shimmered brightly, brighter than they ever had before. The pony lowered its head, eyes drifting closed. A quiet thought rose in its heart, a wish it had never spoken aloud. If only this calm, this comfort, could be shared. If only others could feel the peace I feel under these stars. The thought was gentle, but it filled the night like a ripple across still water. For a moment, nothing moved. Then, in the quiet sky, a single streak of silver light cut across the darkness. A falling star. Its trail burned bright, then faded into the horizon. The pony's eyes opened wide, heart quickening. It had seen shooting stars before, but tonight it felt different. The air itself seemed to hold its breath, as though the star had carried the wish upward. Wind brushed across the meadow, lifting the grass and tugging softly at the pony's mane. A new feeling stirred inside, half fear, half hope, but mostly wonder. Whatever this meant, the night had answered, and things would not be the same. The pony lifted its head toward the sky again, eyes glowing with quiet determination. The journey was only just beginning. The hill had always been a place of comfort, but after the wish and the falling star, the pony could no longer sit still. The night seemed to call it forward, whispering through the breeze, tugging gently at its hooves. With a deep breath, the pony stepped down from the hill and began to wander. The meadow below was wide and endless, glowing silver under the moonlight. Fireflies drifted between the grass, tiny lanterns blinking in rhythm as though guiding a path. The pony followed, ears flicking to the quiet hum of crickets and the faraway hoot of an owl. Every sound felt alive, part of the night's song. Soon the meadow gave way to a small forest. The trees swayed gently, their branches reaching high into the starlit sky. Shadows pooled between the trunks, but instead of fear, the pony felt curiosity. An owl fluttered above, wings spreading silently, eyes glowing gold. For a moment, the forest seemed to bow in welcome. Beyond the trees, the sound of running water broke the stillness. The pony stepped through the last line of trunks and found a river glimmering in the moonlight. Its surface rippled like liquid silver, reflecting both the stars above and the pony's own face below. Standing at the water's edge, it felt as if two worlds had touched, the earth and the heavens meeting in one shimmering mirror. The pony's heart stirred with quiet courage. The wish had already carried it further than it had ever gone before. And this was only the beginning. The river whispered softly behind as the pony stepped deeper into the trees. Moonlight filtered through the branches in pale beams, painting silver patterns on the ground. The forest felt alive, yet calm, as if it had been waiting for the pony to arrive. As it wandered between the trunks, a small rustle caught the pony's ear. From behind a bush hopped a rabbit, its fur glowing faintly in the moonlight. The rabbit blinked sleepily, nose twitching as if to say hello, before curling back against the grass with a long yawn. The pony smiled gently and moved on. A few steps later, a squirrel scurried down a branch above, clutching an acorn almost as big as its head. It paused, tail flicking, and then stretched out as though too tired to finish its snack. The acorn tumbled softly to the ground, and the squirrel nestled itself into the crook of the tree, eyes fluttering closed. Deeper in the forest, the pony found an owl perched high, wings tucked tight. Its golden eyes blinked slowly, heavy with drowsiness. With a quiet hoot, the owl shifted on its branch, then closed its eyes and drifted into sleep. Everywhere the pony went, it saw the forest settling into slumber. The animals seemed to trust the night, letting dreams carry them away. Watching them, the pony felt its own wish grow stronger, to carry this peace farther, so no heart would feel restless beneath the stars. The forest was not lonely. It was filled with friends, each resting, each safe. And the pony knew it was exactly where it was meant to be. Beyond the quiet forest, the pony heard the gentle sound of flowing water. Drawn by its melody, it stepped carefully between the trees until the forest opened, revealing a wide river glowing under the moonlight. The water moved slowly, as if unhurried, carrying the reflection of stars across its silver surface. The pony approached the riverbank and gazed at the water. For a moment, it saw two worlds, one above in the sky, the other below in the rippling mirror. The moon shimmered there, whole and bright, joined by constellations that seemed close enough to touch. The breeze grew softer here, almost like a lullaby, rustling reeds along the shore. Fireflies drifted low over the water, their golden lights weaving in and out of the silver reflections. The river hummed, steady and calm, as though it was singing its own song of dreams. The pony dipped a hoof gently into the water. Ripples spread outward, bending the stars and moon into gentle waves. Watching them swirl, the pony felt its heart slow, its breath deepen. It was as if the river had reached inside and stilled every restless thought. Then, just for an instant, the water glowed brighter, carrying a soft shimmer downstream. The pony blinked, ears perked. Was it only moonlight, or had the river answered its wish too? Either way, the moment was enough. The pony stood quietly at the edge, surrounded by light, knowing that the journey was leading it further into wonder. The river's song lingered behind as the pony lifted its gaze. High above, the clouds had begun to gather, glowing faintly in the moonlight. They drifted slowly, shifting shapes, until one cloud in particular seemed different, taller, brighter, as if calling out. The pony's eyes widened. Against the starlit sky, the cloud stretched upward, sculpted by light into towers and arches. It looked like a castle, floating gently among the stars. Its walls glowed silver, and its turrets shimmered with threads of moonlight. The pony stepped into the meadow again, unable to look away. For a moment, it wondered if it was only dreaming. But the castle shone clearer with every passing second, drifting closer, as though inviting the pony to believe. A gentle breeze circled the meadow, lifting tufts of grass and carrying them skyward. The fireflies rose with it, glowing brighter as they spiraled toward the cloud. The air itself seemed to hum, as if urging the pony forward. The pony closed its eyes, heart pounding softly. Its wish had begun on the hill, carried through the forest, and whispered to the river. Now, it felt as though the stars had answered, shaping a path into the heavens themselves. When it opened its eyes again, the castle of clouds still hovered there, radiant and silent, waiting. The pony took a step closer, mane glowing in the moonlight, filled with quiet wonder and a growing sense of destiny. The castle of clouds shimmered above, its towers glowing like lanterns in the sky. The pony stood in silence, heart racing with awe. Then, softly, the clouds began to part. From the gaps spilled streams of silver light, pouring down toward the meadow like falling ribbons. The pony lifted its head as the light touched its mane, warm and gentle. It was not heavy or blinding, it was soft, like the glow of fireflies or the hush of moonlight on water. The strands of its mane glimmered, catching the light as if woven with stars. All around, the night changed. The stars that had been scattered began to pulse brighter, as though awakening. One by one, they shimmered in patterns across the heavens, forming new constellations that seemed to tell stories of their own. The pony stepped forward, its eyes wide with wonder. With every movement, the silver light flowed with it, spilling upward into the sky. It felt as though the stars were borrowing the pony's breath, using its steps to paint the night. The meadow glowed, the river shimmered, and even the forest behind lit softly under the starlight. For the first time, the pony felt its wish come true. The peace of the night was not just its own anymore. It spread everywhere, carried on the beams of silver light. The sky above was no longer distant. It was alive, glowing brighter than ever before, lit by the dream of one small pony. The sky was brighter than it had ever been. Stars shimmered in new constellations, silver light flowed across the meadow, and the castle of clouds drifted silently above, glowing like a lantern in the heavens. The little pony stood in the center of it all, heart calm, breath steady, as though the night itself was breathing with it. Slowly, the light began to soften. The stars still shone, but their glow turned gentle, like candles lowered before sleep. The ribbons of silver that had poured from the sky faded back into the clouds, leaving only the quiet moon to watch over the earth. The pony lowered its head, feeling warmth still in its chest. The wish had been answered, not only for itself, but for every creature that rested under the night. In the forest, the rabbit dreamed in its burrow, the squirrel curled in its tree, and the owl perched in slumber. By the river, the water flowed peacefully, carrying silver ripples far downstream. The pony let out a soft sigh and lay down in the grass. The meadow wrapped it in stillness, the cool breeze combing through its shimmering mane. Above, the sky seemed endless, but it no longer felt far away. It felt close, like a friend whispering goodnight. With heavy eyes, the pony nestled into the earth. The stars twinkled once more, the moon smiled softly, and the world fell into quiet rest. The journey was done, and under the gentle light of the heavens, the little pony drifted into dreams.